Alright, thanks as always for tuning into this episode of Gears Tactics. This episode is, as always, done on the insane difficulty with no deaths, giving you a few tips and tricks. And little pointers here and there where I can to guide you through the campaign. I've been really enjoying it, and as a result I've decided to go for this challenge, and I'm uploading all of the missions that I've played through, completing the game insane with no deaths. So check out the description, ways to support me as I'm a small channel. I've got a Discord, Twitter, Twitch, links to directly support, and there's a playlist for all of the missions. So if you see a mission that you're a bit stuck on, check out the playlist. Everything really is in the description. Okay, so this mission is the Crushed Serpent. It's the last side mission of the area I was in. It's Crushed Serpent, and it's going to be another control the objective King of the Hill style mission. A few of my units were travelling and were unable to be selected, so we've gone for a different group of people, and they're kind of under-geared because the gear was on the guys that were travelling, and you can't take the gear off someone that's travelling. So we have kind of Coltrane, Miss Violet, we have and two new recruits kind of just coming in. One's a heavy, yeah, so nothing too fancy going on with like the gear or anything like that. Initial move with these supply points is, the last time I did one of these missions quickly and well was I got into the points early, and then by the time the Locust reached me, I'd gained enough points to win. So I figured, alright, well it worked once, let's try it again, what's the harm? I actually did this mission on the second take, with the first take me initially dying to this boomer. So it's almost a one take no death mission, and I think it was one of the more comfortable ones that I've played throughout this campaign so far, especially with the added challenge of not dying. Now, it could have been that I got a bit lucky, that's always the case. This is a random sort of game in some aspects, but I think going for the objectives as quick as possible really works out well in this level. So my idea was to spread out and take 2 points at once, and then figure out which was the weakest side and leave. That's kind of what I was going for. So we've got Coltrane already on the point, and I figured, alright, I don't want to get absolutely annihilated by this boom shot again, so I'm just going to sit back and overwatch its sort of position where it's going to come through. That's kind of the strategy. Coltrane, I was like, what can he do? Not much. I'll just leave him sat there. So in comes the tickers and the boomers, and this has a, I think a legendary modifier on it, where units can travel 50% further than they previously would be able to. So actually, keeping your distance is kind of difficult because they can travel so far. So I've got this guy up on the, I will call it the parapet for want of a better word, and I've pushed him right up to the wall here with a turn, and I'm using my remaining turns to just fire shots at the boomer and try to deal as much damage as I can, from the safety of my sniper sort of turret. Now Coltrane, he's just going to be kind of staying inside the circle, because obviously I don't want to waste anything. And then I was kind of like, I've never seen a ticker go up a ladder. I don't think they can go up a ladder, but who knows in this game. So I did kind of want to deal with the ticker threat. So what I did was I was thinking about moving up here and shooting it, and then I was like, oh, I might kill it, or if I shoot it and don't kill it, it might explode and blow me up. So I was a bit worried there because it moved forward. I thought it was about to detonate, but because I hadn't dealt enough damage, it didn't. And I figured, right, it's not going to go up the ladder. We'll leave it there. Now I'm moving these people to the right hand side because I've realised that I'm not going to have enough damage to kill this boom shot in one turn, and when the turn for the boomer arrives, he's just going to lob that boom shot at me. So I just decided to run to the right. Now here I thought I was dead, because in my mind, playing years and years of Gears of War, the boom shot's like a missile that goes in a straight line, whereas it's more of a grenade launcher in this game, and I do need to remember that. And he kind of lobs it and hits the wall, and this ticker's flanking round now, so I've got a couple things to think about. I've got the ticker coming in, I've got the boomer that's pressurizing me, and now I've got 4 locusts. Now, I figured those 4 locusts are going to take a few turns to get to me. Especially these next 4 as well that have just landed. So, kind of weighing up the situation, and only needing 5 supply left on this point. Probably going to take 2 turns to get to me. I figured... Right, what's sort of the play here? Because this ticker's going to be a problem. The boom shot might walk up and lob a boomer at me. But I figured if I put myself sort of behind this wall, the boom shot wouldn't be able to kill me. He might walk really, really close up to me, but he won't be able to lob it over the roof of this building and then kill me. So what I decided to do was push Coltrane up, keeping him in the circle, and just nade this. Now, I could have overwatched this, but I've decided that when I'm doing this playthrough, I want to take as many variables out of the situation as possible. So having that thing run up and me potentially missing it or it blowing me up, no thanks. I figured I'd just nade it and, you know, that's that problem dealt with. Maybe I should have naded it earlier. Again, because I got this guy in the vantage point early on, he's able to fire down on this boomer, and we've actually done a very, very good amount of damage. So now I'm going to go back in, because I figured, right, actually, I might be able to now kill this boom shot in 1 turn. Checked a shot, it was 60% chance. Again, trying to get rid of any variables, I figured, right, I'll just throw the grenade, and that will help a lot. Now if I shoot and, you know, only a couple bullets clip him, well, he's going to die because he's only got 200 health left. And that worked out really well.
Keep it up.
Miss Violet's still chilling. He's still in his position and he's safe. And we've obviously got 4 grenadiers here. We've got... The only character left is Miss Violet with turns, and I figured... Right, I'll put her back in the spot. Now, and maybe I didn't need to move her out of the spot, but I wasn't, you know, I wasn't sure what they were doing. So we go into the second point now. The locusts are starting to close in, and this is where you make the decision, I think, to which one are you going to defend. Now, I've calculated it, so basically I can give all of the remaining points to the locust, and I'll still win if I hold the other supply point for every turn. So that's kind of what I did. I decided to get as many points of supply out of this one as I could, and then I'm going to leave it. I think trying to defend on 2 fronts is going to be very difficult. So what I decided to do was tag a grenade in this point. Then if anything came up the ladder, I was thinking it might get knocked down, it might die, it might change its mind, the AI might change its mind because a grenade is up there. So that was kind of that thinking. I figured, you know what, that guy, they're probably not going to get to me in 1 more turn. That's what I was thinking. I was like, are they going to get to me in 1 turn? Do I need an extra point? You know, an extra point might make my life easier. So what I figured was I took myself right round this wall and I just overwatched the stairs. It's not a very good angle. In fact, he'd probably miss. But it is going to get me an extra point. Miss Violet now is able to deal with this ticker with a grenade. So that was nice. That took me a while to figure out what to deal with. And I've got this wall behind me to protect me. So I was like, well... I don't think anything's going to come behind me and like immediately finish me off. So I can just sit in here. That's kind of my theory. And then I remembered, I just killed the boom shot. So what I did here with the new recruit was she has an ability that gives you all of her points, all of her action points back, and it costs a point. So I moved to 2, used redeploy, got all of my action points back, and picked up the boom shot and legged it home. Redeploy means you can't shoot on this turn, so my mission was just to get far away and sort of retrieve the boomer. So the reason I positioned her there on that left hand side was I thought if they do collapse on Coltrane, she's going to be in a position to cover them with a boom shot. In the end I don't need to do that, but it was just a safety first kind of thing. And again, this is a safety first thing. I figured I'd just get someone else near the supply point, because if I'm going to be giving all of the other supply to the locust, I don't want to be in a situation where I'm never
Bring it
not
on,
in this
I'm ready.
little hill on this right hand side near the stairs. So that was kind of a little, just a defensive maneuver, I guess you'd call it, something like that. So my plan kind of goes as it's expected. They do push up. They're looking to go near the guy with the grenade tag. They're moving up, but again, it takes them a while to get to the objectives, which means taking the points early seems really beneficial. So you see here, there's only 3 supplies
Nearly done.
left,
Finish the job.
and so there's 4 supplies I need to win. They can only get 3 from this. So what I decide now is to just run away from the point as far as I can. Put as much distance between me and myself as possible. I figured I took myself behind here. What I then did was I sort of had a look around on the right hand side. Right, the left hand side's done now. What can I do with the right hand side to sort of secure myself? So I just threw a grenade, kind of deal as much damage as you can, interrupt their overwatch, and you know, very basic stuff. Nothing too fancy at this point. I'm just ditching the left hand side and I'm gonna run to the right. Now there is a situation with this boomer that I thought was pretty decent. I figured, well, they're gonna sort of wrap around and come up this stairway, and I have a boom shot and it's kind of a grenade launcher. So what I did was I got myself back on this vantage point. You can see the locusts now have begun to enter onto the supply point, and they're also wrapping round. The double overwatch setup kills that locust, and this locust is going to collect his supply. So they're now converging on me. Again, we're forgetting about the left hand side, it doesn't matter. We now have some more units closing in, and it's getting a little bit sketch. More and more units are landing. 2 tickers, another boomer. And this is where I think the sort of giving up an objective and just taking it early works, because, you know, if you position in and you're trying to pincer everything and do the perfect hold, it's actually pretty difficult to kill a boom shot. It takes multiple turns, and you're not really going to have that time with like 10 drones surrounding you. So it's looking pretty good. We've got a couple points left to capture. I'm now in a good vantage point and I can lob this boom shot here and blow those 2 guys up. That was a great shot. And I realised, hey, there's quite a few more enemies and I can actually kill these ones as well. So taking this vantage point with the boom shot seemed really good. And I also can overwatch with a mulcher. So this one here, Abigail I think she's called, had a wonderful turn. And Coltrane is just legging it to the right hand side and trying to support. So really, all of the enemies are now on the left hand side. I've cleared out most of the right hand side, and I figured this guy's down. There's only 1 enemy. I'm actually pretty clear, so I did a kind of aggressive move here, kind of brave, and I chainsawed. Now I will admit, I chainsawed him with my delicious looking barrel purple lancer because I thought I'd get an extra action point to pick up that box. It turns out I didn't get an extra action point, so that was a mistake. But there's nothing on this right hand side, and that's kind of why I made that play anyway. So I took this guy up into the point. And we're kind of rounding out the turn, and I'm going to pick up that extra crate, because although I'm not doing every objective, because every objective on Insane with no deaths is just, that's too much for me, personally. I do try to get the extra crates where possible, so, you know, I'm using here just a... I'm trying to think what I was doing. I think I was trying to kill this down guy with like chain shot to get more action points remaining. But there was really nothing. There was nothing I could do, and I didn't want to waste a shot on him because he's already downed. So I just overwatched the area. Overwatch the area and, you know, hope that everyone's safe. So they're still capturing the top left area on that rooftop. We capture a point as well, and we only need 2 more turns. So now it's just a case of holding off the big push, because only 2 turns. It's probably going to take them 2 turns to get to me anyway. So I'll grab the case here, and I'm not really sure where the enemy are, to be honest. So I just set up some overwatches because, yeah, we haven't really seen any movement. Coltrane, I figured, well, you can get up on that vantage point as well because it was pretty useful. So I was thinking about putting Coltrane up there and eventually decided I would. And that was the end of the turn. And we finally get to see what the Locusts have got in store for us. We're now pushing up to collapse. We've got this wretch getting cross-fired with all of the overwatches. Now we've got more stuff dropping on the right. So you can imagine that if you're trying to defend both points at once now, your resources are going to be spread really thin. So I think, again, good idea to just ditch an area when you can. So we have now got, I think, just this 1 turn to survive. Just a 1 turn to survive, so the only thing that's really going to ruin my run is if anybody dies. I'm going to be able to capture the supply, but I need to keep everybody alive for the run. So what I did was I figured I'd set up some sort of overwatch perimeter to stop anybody, because I was thinking this guy that's overwatched just around the corner of the ladder, he could walk up that ladder and shotgun me, because remember they've got 50% movement bonus. So reload the sniper here, so he's actually got some bullets, and there's no clear target, so I'm just going to overwatch the stairs. And with these, again, I actually might have been safer on the ladder, but I figured, again, didn't want anybody coming around the corner and blowing me away and ending my run. So what we're going to do is just set up like a double overwatch there and a double overwatch down below. Obviously there's someone still in the hill, and we managed to wrap up the mission. So that was Crushed Serpent. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next episode. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to leave a like, a comment and a subscribe, and check the playlist out for all of the episodes. I'm enjoying playing Tactics. Yeah, I'm not playing it at the fastest pace. It's been taking many months, but I've got through it, or I'm getting through it at my own pace. I'm enjoying it, and I figured I'd just share the videos as they come. So thanks very much for watching.